Steve, good morning.
Good morning. Great show, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Pleasure. So you're a Southampton fan, as I was saying. How do you feel about this? Where does it leave you?
To be honest with you, last night was a bit of a shock. Obviously, everything's done behind closed doors. I'm more disappointed he's got Aston Villa. I thought he was going to go to City or United because he wanted Champions League. That's what he's told us. But with Southampton, I'm not too worried. I don't think it's going to be a relegation fight. We've signed two decent young players from Chelsea. We've got Nathan Teller coming through. Shea Adams just started bagging the goals. And yeah, I'm not too worried, to be fair. We use the money wisely. We'll get a striker in Adam Armstrong or Abrahams maybe on a loan. And I think we'll do all right. I don't think we're going to get relegated.
Well, you sound more optimistic than Andy, the Southampton fan we had on before. Where are your goals going to come from, Steve?
Again, Nathan Teller. We've got Armstrong in midfield who can put goals away. We do need a recognised striker to come in. Adam Armstrong, flat fan. I know it's a different league. Shea Adams is banging the goals in the Championship. He came up and struggled. It's a different league. But we do need striker. So it's a difficult one, to be honest. So I don't. Relegation. There's three worse teams than us in that league.
Who are they?
Who are they? I would say Norwich. Who else? I think the three teams that came up are going to struggle, along with Burnley. I think Burnley haven't recruited that well this pre-season. There are three worse teams than us.
Well, you sound a lot more optimistic, Steve, but you have pointed out you do need a striker, and if you don't get one in, that is going to be a huge problem.
I believe we will. We've got 2 weeks to go till the season kicks off. I think Southampton know Danny Ings has been out the door for a few months now. Like you previously said, our recruitment's been excellent. The last 10 years has been excellent. Well, Pascal is a massive seller of our club. I think we will get a striker in.
All right, Steve, like I say, you sound pretty optimistic despite the fact that Danny Ings has moved on. Thanks very much for giving us a call. You can do exactly what Steve did. Have your say, 08717 223344. You heard what Steve had to say there about there are 3 worse teams, if not 4, because he added Burnley into the mix. Is he right? Are there 4 worse teams than Southampton in the league? As things stand currently?
He better hope so. I look at sort of relegation battle that I'm looking at already. I'm looking at Southampton, Brighton. Crystal Palace is an interesting one.
Yes,
because
that could go either way, couldn't it, with that project?
And it's a huge project, massive turnaround in players. They could almost do a Wolves or a Leeds, Sheffield United, and finish 8th or something like that, or they could be right in it from the start. Norwich, I think, could be there or thereabouts. I know they've got experience from the past. They're a nice team to play against. They don't put the fear factor into you. Watford, not sure how that's going to go. I think Brentford will be the best of the teams. I think they're probably the best equipped to stay up. But there's 5 or 6 teams that you're looking at already. And again, I think Burnley will be okay, but they won't be too far away from it.
But why Brighton? Because I know Brighton had...
They don't score goals.
Yes, absolutely, that's it. I mean, but if you look at listen, if you like these expected goals stats, then you'll like the fact that Brighton were quite high up there. I think they're about 7th in the stats table for expected goals. But
expected goals to actual goals.
Yes.
I often go off actual goals, the amount that they did score.
Yeah, but do you know what? It's a huge reliance now that people talk about when it comes to expected goals and expected this and expected that. I'm a bit like you. I'm a bit like, I don't really understand why we use these stats so heavily, but I think Brighton will have seen that and seen that there's potential. They know they have creativity in this side. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the back of the net.
They've lost Ben White as well, who was a huge part of what they were last season. They don't score enough goals to win games. That's the biggest problem, I think. And everyone goes, oh yeah, but we play now a much better brand of football than when Chris Hughton was there. Yeah, but results aren't better for it. It might be better to watch. It might be more enjoyable, but you're still going to be there or thereabouts. I don't see them scoring enough goals to be right up there to be safe with 10 games to go.
Okay, so you're putting Brighton in the mix as well as Burnley. You were saying Burnley are a team that might always be down there, but you always feel just
I think
frustrating enough to get results at times.
Burnley and Brentford will be close, but I think they'll probably have enough to get themselves out of it. Southampton, Brighton, Palace, Norwich and Watford, I think they'll be the teams that will be fighting relegation battle.
Well, do you agree with what Danny has had to say there about the teams in that relegation fight? It doesn't sound good for Southampton as things stand. 08717 223344 is the number you can call us on. You can text us at 81089. You can tweet us at talkSPORT as well. Let's just see some other tweets and texts that came into us. Tony's gone for Southampton could sign both Divock Origi and Minamino from Liverpool. Could you see that one working out in their favour? Is that what they need to get them out of relegation?
Origi's played, 2 games in about 5 years? I think he's not played an awful lot of football. He's not really a proven goal scorer at that level as him. And Minamino, equally. We don't really know whether
he went on loan to Southampton, but didn't really take the advantage of being
was okay.
Yeah.
That was about it. Not much more than that.
Richard Edwards, thanks for your tweet. You say clubs that are run like Southampton have a good run, but eventually their luck runs out. They don't do good business and they get relegated. So this could be the season for Southampton.
I would say it's a little bit like Aston Villa. When they flirted with relegation for 3 or 4 seasons and they were just getting away with it, eventually that catches up with you. And I think Southampton fans have got to hope and pray that this isn't the season where it catches up with them, but I think it might be.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning 10 till 1 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.